Hi, you wanna go thin and light? Done. Go for the Toshiba Portege Z30. You probably know the super thin and light class of Toshiba's business notebooks. Portege is a bit bulky looking at a glance, but it is oriented around the practical use of thin and light laptops. First comes the magnesium used for the chassis. It makes the laptop look pretty elegant. Toshiba is using interesting technology in the shape of honeycomb to support the main body, and that's what makes it robust and lightweight at the same time. Plus, it makes the cooling much more efficient. The design is almost identical with the predecessors of this series. It looks and feels absolutely lightweight and even somehow delicate. It is almost entirely gray, but the keyboard is traditionally black. I wish it had some deeper key movement, but that's a style Toshiba is quite persistent with, plus it doesn't take long to get used to those keys. Trackpad is something interesting here. It is pretty large, has integrated keys plus some silver line where the control LEDs are placed. I don't like that part very much because often I was looking for trackpad keys exactly on the silver surface. However, it is not something too bad. On top of the trackpad there are two control keys for the trackpoint controller. I really love those because I used to work on a trackpoint once and it is pretty comfortable to use it and at the same time not to remove your hands from the keyboard so you can type and scroll around faster. There is also touch integration of two small controllers for the Toshiba Eco Mode and the trackpad itself. I like the screen hinge. It is tight and sturdy, but also allows you to open the screen using only a finger without touching the rest of the case. Hinge here is really well made. Screen is 13.3 inch, it has matte finish and full HD resolution. Its high pixel density is accompanied by a great IPS matrix. Our screen test showed 96% coverage of the sRGB gamut and 76% coverage of the Adobe RGB. That is pretty cool considering the fact that this is not a laptop you're going to push with many design or graphics applications of some sort. Despite matte finish screen, we have some really good viewing angles thanks to the IPS of course. Check more about the screen test at laptopmedia.com through the link you see on the screen right now. Intel Core i CPUs are powering the laptops of the series in combination with the SSD storage and 8GB of RAM. That sounds like a pretty competitive business laptop, at least in your everyday business tasks of course. The integrated video is powerful enough to give you a nice fluent video playback. That is probably what you're going to use it at most. The system pre-installed was Windows 7 Pro with available upgrade to Windows 8.1 and of course, soon the Windows 10 upgrade. Despite being pretty capable laptop, I would not compare it to some of the gaming representatives out there. However, we did a gaming battery life test as well. It surprised us nicely, showing results close to the performance of battery life during web browsing, for example. I would say this is a bit disappointing to the battery life in general. You can rely on 3.5 up to 5 hours and a half of it, and even more in some cases, but for that price and class laptop, I would expect at least 7 or even more time out of it. Anyway, I would call this a satisfying result. My only problem with this laptop was the noise coming from the cooling fan when it was working. Its design looks interesting and quite unique, but when it's activated, it's simply a bit too noisy for me, and something more, sounds strange. I compared some other business models of Toshiba with this one and it appears that all of them have such a phenomenon. It is not a serious issue, but you will have to live with that apparently. One of the things I really like about Toshiba's business notebooks is the normal, pretty standard size ports. Nothing here is mini, micro or worst, missing. We have full-sized ports plus a sufficient amount of them. Surprisingly, even the good old VGA is here. That of course means less adapters and better connectivity. Apart from that, the sound is not bad at all considering that such laptops are not too ambitious in that aspect. That was Toshiba Portege Z30, elegant, beautiful and attractive laptop by a serious in business laptops brand. It is a pleasure to carry around such a nice machine, which is definitely one of the lightest and elegant business looking laptops out there. You can read more about it in our full review at laptopmedia.com. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Bye.